multiple representations of quadratic functions, and we're going to be answering the question, what are the connections? You will definitely need your E tool today, okay? So question number 16 says, there is a water balloon contest. Every year, Newton High School holds a water balloon competition using a slingshot to launch a water balloon from the ground on the football field. This year, you are the judge, and you must decide which contestants win the prizes for longest distance and highest launch. Okay, so there's two prizes. One prize for the longest distance and one prize for the highest launch. So a computer uses X to represent the horizontal distance in yards from the goal line, and Y represents the height in yards. Okay? So Maggie, the announcer, shouts, "Maggie Nanimus, you're up first." She runs down and places her slingshot at the 3-yard line. And after Maggie's launch, the computer reports that the balloon traveled along the parabola represented by the quadratic equation y equals negative x squared plus 17x minus 42. Then you hear, "Jen Eras, you're next." Jen runs down to the field, places her slingshot at the goal line, and releases the balloon. The computer reports the path of Jen's water balloon with the graph at right. It's Impeccable's turn. The balloon launches. You hear a roar from the crowd and turn around. And splat. The balloon soaks you and your computer. You only have time to write down the following partial information about the balloon's path before your computer fizzles. All right, so this is the column for the distance, and this is the height, okay? Finally, the announcer calls for the last contestant. Altruistic. With your computer broken, you decide to record the balloon's height and distance by hand. Al releases the balloon from the 10-yard line, and it lands at the 16-yard line. Based on the previous launches, you estimate that Al's balloon reaches a height of 27 yards. So on page 4, up at the top, it says, complete the problem below and or explore using the 5-16 student e-tool. We'll go there in just a second. For each of the contestants. Create a table and graph using the information provided for each toss. Determine which of these contestants should win the longest distance and the highest launch contest. Okay? So for each of the 4 contestants, you're going to fill out the table. You're going to put their graph. All 4 graphs will be on the same one. So you'll be able to see who has the longest. So at the bottom, write longest, and you're going to write the person's name. And then who has the highest, and then you're going to write their name. For part B, it says, where are the x-intercepts of each parabola? What information do the x-intercepts tell you about each balloon launch? So you're going to have 2 points for Maggie, 2 points for Jen, 2 points for Imp, and 2 points for Al. Okay? Those 2 points are going to be where they launch from and where they land. So the launch one makes sense to go first, and where they land, it makes sense for the second one. So launch, where the launch was, and where they land. Then you'll be able to tell who had the longest. Okay? Part C, it says, where is the vertex of each parabola? What information does the vertex tell you about each of the balloon launch? So it's going to give you the maximum height for each of the 4 people. So Maggie's going to have a point where her vertex is at, Jen's going to have a vertex, Imp's going to have a vertex, and Al's going to have a vertex. Whoever's is the highest, has the largest number, is going to be the winner for the highest. Okay? And then we'll get through that. And then when everybody gets that part done,